You know what, man? Like, I just I can't get the bad tastes out of my mouth. The bad things about it. Like the good
Well,
things, are really good. Like it's a beautiful movie, really well
I
shot.
hope the Blast of the Statue Show can get a little bit of bad taste out of your mouth.
Let's hope.
Let's hope. So as you can see, Paul is out tonight. He's not doing so well, and we got Drew back in, filling in. Why don't you start with your quote there, Paul? Or Paul? Oh my goodness, Drew.
Strike one.
Strike one.
First character says, "How did you end up here?" Second character says, "Well, I tried to start a revolution, but I didn't print enough pamphlets, so hardly anyone turned up, except for my mom and her boyfriend, who I hate. As punishment, I was forced to be here and become a gladiator. Bit of a promotional disaster, that one. But I'm actually organizing another revolution. I don't know if you'd be interested in something like that. Do you reckon you'd be interested?"
I know it. Mike, do you know it?
I do not, but it sounds really familiar.
It's really, really new, too. It is Thor Ragnarok.
There you go. Went and saw that for the third time last week, so.
Oh, third
wow.
time? Wow. Holy crap.
Movie of the year. That's the best movie of the year, hands down.
Yeah, SS Crime Career says, what? No Polly? Nope, no Polly again.
And for your benefit, SS, I'll go ahead and fuck Marvel right away if you want.
Mike, what's your quote?
My quote is from 1986. It's pretty fucking easy if you're a horror fan. Just one guy goes, "We're here for the Krites."
Critters?
It is Critters.
Oh my goodness. I feel vindicated now that I've screwed up Drew and Paul's name, just because not a lot of people actually know what that movie is.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a pretty funny movie. It tries to be horror, but it's more comedy than anything else.
Well, yeah.
My quote is from the 80s. It is a Christmas movie, though. I'm trying to get in the Christmas spirit. We're kicking off our fun old family Christmas by heading out in the country in the old front-wheel drive sleigh to embrace the frosty majesty of the winter landscape and select that most important Christmas symbols.
Is it National Lampoon's?
It is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Thank you. You want to give us an update on that so busy chat over there?
Well, as you said, we have SS Comic Reader in there. He said, "What? No Polly?" And Polly is unavailable for this evening. And SS Comic Reader also says, talking to Drew over there, he said, "Yeah, say it for Polly, Drew. Fuck Marvel." All About Comics just popped in here as well. He said, "Howdy." And that is it. Everyone's seeing Star Wars. And let's do this thing.
Little trebles in Star Wars. Everybody's talking about those. What the hell those say? Pogs or Poogs or whatever the hell they're called. I know. Sunday. Porgs, yes. People are saying they're annoying. I don't know. Well, I'll find out later
really
this week.
That's yeah. Well, they're actually pretty fun.
When all them toys were first coming out, I think I don't know if I posted it on Facebook or something. I said, y'all collecting all these porgs now. You're gonna be fucking all upset when you find out when you see the movie that Chew uses them to wipe his ass with.
They only really interact with Chewbacca. It's actually kind of cool. I dig it. A friend of mine posted on her Facebook that she was going to watch a documentary about space puffins when she was on her way to see Star Wars.
Okay, we'll jump right into the comics. We'll start with you, Drew. What's your first book for the week?
I'm going to go ahead and talk about Punisher 219. This is the second part of the Punisher as the War Machine story. Lots of great action in this book. I really dug the art. I think that Rosenberg's really got a really nice handle on this character. And I'm definitely going to stash this and see where the rest of this story arc goes. For sure.
Mike, you were showing it up there too as well. What do you think of Punisher?
This was actually close to my pick of the week. If you guys aren't reading Punisher, in the last issue, Nick Fury sent him on a mission, gave him the War Machine armor. In this one, he's actually going after this rogue state in Eastern Europe. I forgot what it's called, and it opens up with Frank destroying some soldiers. He just fucks them all up, and his gun actually jams in his arm, and he says, "Fuck it." He just punches the guy's head off. He befriends a local farmer, and one part in there it's really cool. He uses his thrusters and his leg armor to burn a bunch of soldiers, and the AI in his suit, he's like, multiple targets are incapacitated and on fire. Would you like to engage firefighting protocols and summon medical assistance? And Frank's like, no, fuck it, let him burn. So awesome stuff in this book. Art's great. Drew, did you notice that the how they're drawing the Punisher looks like what's his name from the Netflix series?
Yeah, I think that I wasn't a huge fan of that initially, but I really did not like the Becky Cloonan, Steve Dillon run that just ended before this. I really thought that even when Steve Dillon had passed away and they got a replacement artist, I thought that they carried over that putty face style that Steve Dillon has, and I really disliked that a lot. I think that this is a whole lot better
Right there.
book than it was looking before. But
yeah,
I'll deal with a little John Bernthal nose, on my Frank Castle if I have to. The book overall, Villanova's doing a great job on the art. I think that it's a pretty book, and all the panels really convey their message well. And I don't know, I'm really enjoying it.
Phenomenal covers as well.
Yeah, the covers are great.
So close to my pick, but not quite.
Yeah, I've been passing on Punisher, even though he's like one of my favorite characters. I mean, I tried reading the other stuff, like you said. I guess that just ended. This is new writer, new artist on this run of Punisher
issue in this arc.
Okay, then I may have to actually go back and take a look at that then, because I pass on the first one and second one, so I will go back and do that. I didn't pick it up. We'll jump into Mike. What's your first book for the week?
Let's see here. So we'll do Weapon X number 12. I know Drew read this one. Another amazing cover right here of the team with the American flags on the face. So this, I didn't pick up the last story arc, but this starts off a new one called Nuclear War, and it actually opens with the team hunting deer. So yeah, some of the best hunters, mutant hunters in the world, and they can't catch a fucking deer. So they're struggling.
I thought that was ridiculous too.
Yeah. And Domino is kind of fucking annoying in this issue because all she wants to do is go rob a bank. So they're basically sitting around trying to figure out the next mission, what they're going to do next. Domino, like I said, wants to rob a bank. And they find out mutants are being hunted in Santo Marco by the nuke platoon. So basically, team goes in, fuck shit up, and at the end, Sabretooth finds actually Nuke locked up. I'm curious to see if he's going to end up on this team, if he's going to be on their side, and Domino just needs to go away and do her robbing the bank shit. But this is a stash. I enjoyed it. I like the new character. But yeah, stashing it.
What about you, Drew?
I wasn't a huge fan of this book. I really like the way it ended. I think that adding Nuke into the mix might liven it up a little bit. Like Mike said, I found Domino pretty annoying in this title, not just this issue, but overall. And some of the stuff just doesn't really add up, doesn't really make sense. But I'm going to go ahead and stash this because I think that I like where it's going more than I like this first issue of this arc. Like the Weapon 8 stuff, I really didn't care for. I was picking that up mainly because people are thinking that character is going to hold some value. But and Weapon X for me as a whole has kind of been disappointing. But I think that this is a soft stash for now. I think as a first issue of its story arc, it kind of gives you a nice little nugget to build off of. So we'll see how it goes.
Now, is this Nuke from Daredevil? Is that the same character? Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have claws on the front cover?
No.
No, that's just they're all wearing the nuke face paint. This
Is that what it is? Okay.
right, the nuke platoon is a bunch of basically faceless nobodies who all wear the nuke paint.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I just saw the main guy right in the Wolverine, I guess, down in the middle. And I was thinking that was
Actually, yeah, Old Man Logan does look a lot like Nuke on the cover.
Okay.
SS Comic Reader asked, did anyone get the lenticular cover for Weapon X? And obviously
I did not pick that up. I passed on it. Yeah, I had it in my hand and I passed on it.
Okay, so my first book, I did read through it, but I only got it for the cover, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to pick it up just for the cover too, because the story did not grab me at all. And that's Supergirl. What is this? 16. So it's the art germ cover. I really love this photo or this drawing here, because if you're into photography or into lighting like that, you can definitely tell he took that from it. I mean, because it's lit, it's backlit. It's darker, a little duller up front in the colors, which I think is really cool. It really brings that realistic feel to it. Other than that, this is the best part of the whole book. Is the cover. The inside art's okay. Story is for me, but I'll probably pick it up just for the art germ cover. So I know, Drew, you picked it up. I think you picked it up mainly for the same reason.
The exact same story. I picked it up for this beautiful art germ cover. I was a huge fan of the first couple art germ variants, and that's when I read the book and realized that it was shit. But I decided I'm going to keep picking these covers up. So I guess I'm a few issues ahead of you in knowing that this book sucks, but apparently I still bought it. So I mean, what's the difference? Honestly, though, I think that this one out of all the art germ covers is maybe the weakest so far.
Oh yeah.
I can see a couple of them hanging out on shelves where the other ones kind of flew, but again, a beautiful cover, and this might be one you slab. This is pretty. I dig it.
Yeah. Cat Run Figures popped in here. She said, "Hey guys, welcome as always." She said,
"Where is it?
Where is everyone?" And they're not in the chat. I know that. Channel I'm not familiar with just popped in here as well. Hazel Dan 1216. So
yeah, they subbed to us a couple of weeks ago. I think they're a fairly new channel too. We're talking about the Supergirl covers. I pick up the Harley Quinn Frank Cho covers just for the covers too. I haven't read a Harley Quinn book since they first came out with Rebirth, but I still keep picking up the Frank Cho covers. So same story on that. We'll jump in. Drew, what's your next book?
As far as those Harley covers, I'm glad to know that I'm not the only sucker who buys books just for their covers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same thing with Wonder Woman right here. I don't read this, but I love this cover right here.
You're frozen, Mike. Your screen's black. Oh, there you are. You're kind of here. Okay, so
my soul is black.
Yeah, we know that. We'll jump in with Drew. What's your next book? Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about Amazing Spider-Man 792. This is part 2 of Venom Inc. This is a story about Spider-Man trying to rid the world of the symbiote again, because apparently he doesn't realize that the symbiote's been a good guy more often than not. He's still kind of hung up on some shit that happened back in 1992. It also the first issue, the alpha of this story, was the first appearance of the new anti-Venom, which is the old Asian Venom, Flash Thompson, who apparently over the years hasn't figured out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He's like the only guy that doesn't know this. So that's kind of annoying. But all the Black Cat and all the villains are getting symbiotes, and they're trying to figure out how to stop them, how to track them in this issue, using a little bit of the symbiote they've taken from Eddie Brock and creating a device to track the symbiotes. Also, Brock has been severed, has no more connection to the symbiotes, so we have really no idea where this story's going. The art was serviceable. There's some cool stuff in here with the anti-Venom character, and but that's really about it. I think that I'm going to keep picking this story up since I'm halfway through it, but It's very, very soft stash for me. I'm reading Amazing Spider-Man. I picked up the Delato variant for the Alpha, and that's really the only reason that I'm staying on this. I'll end up picking up the Venom issue just so I have a fuller picture of what's going on, but not a huge fan.
Mike, the Spectacular Spider Grandpa, who is the Spider-Man aficionado, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know about all that. One thing Drew did not mention was in this book also Lee Price and the symbiote they stole from Maniac.
Yeah. They're doing the whole Maniac thing.
Yeah, they actually break into Black Cat's little lair with all her C-listers around. I think I saw 8-Ball there, Killer Shriek, and Hammerhead, and they all get the symbiote. And at the end, they're all Venom out. They're passing out goddamn symbiotes like freaking, I don't know, M&Ms. And I didn't like that too much, but I'm going to keep picking it up. I'm already invested, so it's a soft stash for me as well.
I figure you'd be breaking into Black Cat's lair any day, right?
We're still getting those really sweet Alex Ross covers on Amazing
Spider-Man,
though, so you can't be mad at that.
I heard Black Cat. I heard Black Cat gives a good web.
Only you would drain your shooters, Mike. This is going backwards here. I didn't pick that one up. I did read the Venom Inc. that came out, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I enjoyed that well enough, but I told myself that I wasn't going to pick up Amazing Spider-Man just to finish that story. I didn't think it was so that I didn't pick that one up this week. And Mike, we're back to you for what's your next book.
SS Comic Reader said they're giving them away like hotcakes. Everybody, you get a Venom suit. Yeah, I was just thinking of the same thing, Kat. Like you get a Venom suit and you get a Venom suit. God damn. All right, next book is
Everybody Gets a Venom Suit.
Check on your chair. There's a Venom suit there.
I want a Venom condom.
That's
all right.
All sorts of wrong. Is it flavored? That's what I got to ask.
I don't know. What would Venom taste like?
I don't know.
Black licorice or something? I don't know.
That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
All right. Next book, Gotham City Garage, #5. Loving this world they're creating here. So basically in this one, you get Supergirl and Barbara Gordon reading letters to each other. You know, Supergirl lives outside the Lex Luthor's dome. I forgot what they call him. In the outskirts in the Badlands. She's got in with the Gotham City Garage. She's a biker. And Barbara Gordon's, still working for Batman inside the dome. And they just basically explain what's been going on with each other. They're sisters. Commissioner Gordon actually adopted Supergirl. So Barbara Gordon actually lets Kara know she figured out that Batman was the one who killed her dad, and she wants out of Luthor City. And Supergirl goes to rescue her. She says, we ride for our sisters. And they actually end up with a little tussle from Batman. And I just love this book. I love this story. Stash it.
Dash, huh? Well, what?
SS Comic Reader says, hashtag Venom condom.
There's my alarm telling me that the auction is going to be ending. I got to check eBay in just a minute here, so I got to go quickly through this. Mr. Miracle #5. This is my co-pick of the week. I really dig King's. I think it's King's. Yeah. Take on this Mr. Miracle. So in this issue here, or the last one, he's been sentenced to death, and this is just right before he's supposed to go to Apocalypse to be killed. Him and Big Bardock kind of spending their last days together. A little S&M happening. Although I thought Mr. Miracle was supposed to escape everything, apparently he didn't escape that scene right there. But
I don't think
it was pretty good. And I do enjoy this whole story. I mean, King tends to bring some real life aspects to the character. Same thing he's going to do with Batman too. He's not just he's a superhero, but yet he's human. You know, he has his human parts to him. And I think that's where it really connects with me. So Mr. Miracle #5 is my co-pick of the week. I know, Drew, you read that one as well.
Yeah, I actually picked up both covers.
Oh, nice.
I really dig that. The love story between Big Barda and Scott Free is really, really cool. I dig that. I'm more of a fan of how the book ended with her kind of going ham on everybody. No spoilers, but she gets as violent as Big Barda tends to get. I really like King's writing, and I've said before on this show and on my own channel that I'm not a huge fan of what he does with Batman. I'm loving what he's doing with Mr. Miracle. Maybe because I don't have a preconceived notion of Mr. Miracle. He's not a huge character that for me personally, but I really dig this. I like what he's doing with the Fourth World characters, and it's got a really nice feel to it. The block style of the paneling for me is reminiscent of Watchmen, something that he's pulling off really well that is not really going well, in my opinion, in Doomsday Clock. I think that the art in this by Mitch Gerads is amazing. It's really different and weird, especially the panels where it feels like there's like a glitch going on. It's just it's an exciting book. It's one of those books that it's kind of a slow burn. There's not a whole lot going on. It's just expanding upon the story that they've told so far, and it just gets better and better. This is definitely my pick of the week.
There were a couple of scenes I just remember too. The part where they're in the car and they're trying to listen to music from their first date. Yeah, and they say, I could try to find it here. I can't remember what it says. Play Pit of Apocalypse or something like that. All of a sudden, you hear people like screaming, "God, make it stop! My eyes are bleeding!" And then they both start busting up laughing. I thought that was kind of different, kind of cool. You talk about the art. It's really gritty. It doesn't really, like I said, it has a style on it all its own, and I think that really fits the story really well. Yeah, and Big Barda just goes essentially ballistic. I don't know about ballistic, but she's standing up for her man, that's for sure. Now, a question I have for you, Drew, is this: what is his name? I want to say he's almost like because he says, "Hey, true believers." I mean, that's right. Something that
I can do it.
Stan Lee says that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And he's this guy trying to convince him that hey, you're going to kill yourself anyhow. Might as well commit suicide and make it, this ultimate big thing. I mean, he doesn't look like
Funky Flashman.
Funky Flashman.
I don't know anything about that character.
I don't either. But I mean,
he's trying to sell Scott to the public.
Yeah. Trying to make some money off him. So I don't know if that's a dig on Stan Lee or not, because he says, "Hey, true believers," and he goes into something else. It could be. I don't know.
All the true believer stuff was tied into the original Kirby Marvel stuff, and this is Kirby too. So who knows?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Stan Lee might have stolen True Believers for Jack Kirby too. He stole credit for just about everything else. So
yeah, that
might have been a Kirby line all along.
We got a few more people in that chat there, Mike. Why don't you give us an update before we go to the next book?
Yeah, absolutely. Count Von Strange with the Roman numeral popped in here. Graphic doesn't do Roman numerals.
We're still working on that, Mike. In the off air, we're teaching Mike Roman numerals.
Yes, we're up to 3. So
no, it's a 4.
That's a 4.
That's a 4.
But we're up to 3.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, never mind. Who else? Seeking Earmate Comics saying, "Drew, you're coming in very clean. Drew's in HD today." He says, "What's up?"
I stole my daughter's computer. It's way better than mine.
Bruce Zayas is in the house.
What's up, Bruce?
Tats Comics just popped in here.
Haven't seen Tat in here in a while. Okay, I think we're on to you, Mike, I believe.
Yeah, let's do Rumble Comics #1. Here is this cover. So I think it was yesterday I was watching the Chinist video, and I didn't realize this was volume 2, and I never read volume 1. So he's saying if you read this, you're going to be lost, which I was. It's about a great warrior named Rathrak who killed a lot of fucking monsters. And I actually stopped reading this because I have no clue what's going on. So I don't know about you, Dave.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I realized that when I was putting into COZ, that it said season 2 or series 2. I definitely kind of lost. I mean, I kind of understood the story a little bit about this guy who's trying to come back, and there's like these monsters living in the real world, but it didn't really hit me. I think this almost looks like a God, who's the guy that's famous? Magnolia cover. I think that's what that is. Huh? You really synthesizing there. Yeah, Mike Magnolia. Is that how you pronounce his last name? Magnolia, whatever. Magnolia. Yeah. But like it's maybe if I read the what's that?
Looks kind of like Andrew McLean. He does Headlopper. That could be his work too.
Yeah, well, it's M with a little square around it, and that's the signature on the front. So, but it's definitely not my cup of tea. I don't think I'd pick up issue 2. Let me see here. A cover artist is Mike Mignola. So, thank you. So it's
Seeking
no.
Seeking near my comment. I asked why people are uploading spoilers for Star Wars. On the page or just on the internet in general?
You are really like getting robot-y there, Mike.
All right, let me try to unplug these headphones, plug them back in.
I don't think it's a headphone. I think it's your internet.
Internets.
It's
How do they work?
Internet.
You can blame Al Gore if your internet's messing up.
That's net neutrality's gone now, man. Like,
yeah, that's what it is.
That's why Spider Grandpa's going in and out.
Yep,
that net neutrality.
They're one to kind of filter down Mike's internet to make sure he's not getting out to the masses. I mean, the whole 14 viewers we have right now, he doesn't want him getting out. While he's trying to figure that out, I guess I'll go ahead and jump into my next book, and it's by Boom Studios. It's Jeff Lovelace and Jacob Rebelka. It's Judas #1. This is a miniseries, 4 parts. This was really interesting to me. Sorry. Dang it, my wife's giving me a hard time. Judas #1. So this is a miniseries of 4-part. Now, I'm not huge. I'm not like a really religious person. I mean, I do follow religion. I do get enthralled with the history of religion and stuff like that. So this is talking about Judas, how he betrayed Jesus, and he's walking off, actually commits suicide, and that's in the Bible. That's what Judas did, and then now he's trying to figure out if he's in heaven or hell. And it was kind of like he was so racked with guilt because he betrayed Jesus, but then all of a sudden he realized that if it was his fate to betray Jesus, then Jesus let him down, and it's Jesus' fault. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic. Here he's walking through, he's hearing these voices all of a sudden at the end, but I assume it's Satan, so he's in hell. And so he's trying to figure this out now. Like, if you're to religious history, this is probably a good book. And actually, this is a stash for me, almost my co-pick of the week, I think. So I'll probably pick up all 4 issues just to kind of finish the story up. So
that's 1 of 4?
1 of 4, yeah.
I did not. Now, is that the cover? The cover has that white block on it, or is that?
Yep, that's the cover. Yeah.
To me, it looks like it's like censoring something. I don't know.
No, it's not censoring anything. What's kind of cool is like I said, your biblical, your chapter and verse. That's what the number is here, 1 and 4. 1. Yeah, and so it has biblical verses throughout the book too. And the art is, I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely different kind of art. It fits the story. Let's see if we can get something here. Yeah, so that's what he's in hell. He's getting surrounded by. But again, if you're into any kind of history with, especially with religion, it's kind of a cool book and kind of a cool take. You know, it's not necessarily, you know, Jesus is the main guy. You know, but now we're looking at from this guy's perspective that was one of his apostles. So it's kind of cool.
I'll have to check that out.
So I guess Drew, you're up next.
Okay, I'll go ahead and jump into Cable number 152. Really loving this take on the New Mutants. This story arc is called The Newer Mutants. They are up against Gideon, and if you like the X-Force stuff from the 90s, you're going to absolutely love this. You got some Shatterstar in there. Dupe is on the team. That's absolutely awesome. There's some really great action in here, as well as some nice back and forth chat between Gideon and Cable. I really dug this book, and I'm going to keep picking it up. I really love the cover as well. It's probably one of my covers of the week. It's got, you know, Cable as like a marionette puppet. All kinds of glare on my Mylar. Sorry about that.
Oh, real boy.
But yeah, I really dug this. And I'm going to keep picking it up. Definitely a stash for me.
What about you, Mike?
I'm going to go into the whole opposite, and I'm done with Cable.
Don't be done with Cable. Cable still loves you.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling this story. I never was a fan of the externals, so Cable, this was a blast for me.
I wanted to ask a question of the chat real quick. Seeking Near Mint said that the cover is better without the block. And I'm not sure. Is there a cover without the block? I don't know. Let me know. For that Judas one, I guess that's what he's talking about.
New people.
Yeah, it looked a little out of place for me. Back to Cable, though, one of the things I really loved about this book is that it kind of has a Rob Liefeld 90s art style to it. Like,
Tiny
I don't
feet?
know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but check out Gideon's feet. Those are definitely Rob Liefeld feet. I think it's an homage.
Oh, now I'm going to have to go look.
Let's see. There's another really good one in here that I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this panel right here is so incredibly 90s.
That is definitely Liefeld-esque.
Right? And I really dig how it's like, it's not bad. It's just purposefully kind of like the feet are kind of purposefully done in that style. I don't know. I really dig the art and the color. Malin, I don't even know who that is doing the art. John Malin. I've never heard of him, but I like what Ed Brisson's doing with the story. But if you don't like it, Mike, don't buy it. That's fine. Cable will just get canceled, and I'll cry.
Yeah, Tat said his kids are crying right now, Grandpa. So thanks. You made Tat's kids cry. Way to go!
Way to go! Way to go!
How'd I make his kids cry?
Why not like
you hate
Cable?
You hate Cable. His kids love Cable. Isn't it well known that Tat's kids love Cable?
Now, see, Cable, I just don't like that. Speaking of Tats Comics, he is not the only one that we had Don, the comic book junkie, jump in here. The 2017 Comic Book Community Awards, the comic book estates in the year. And that is it. And Mighty LJ, the Den Mother.
Now I got to watch what I'm saying or I'll get in trouble when I get off here.
Don't kid yourself. You're going to be in trouble either way.
Well, that's probably right. Maybe if I buy her something really nice for Christmas. Yeah, we get together in Texas. I'll probably come back all changed. She's like, I don't like you anymore. I'm hanging out with Mike too much. Thinking of Mike. What's your next book, Mike? Unless you're breaking up really bad again.
Let's try to do this. Let's do Giants #1 by Dark Horse Comics. So if you're a fan of kaijus, this is a book for you. Basically, in this world, the humans live underground, and the kaijus have taken over the surface. And in the underground, gangs kind of rule everything. And there's 2 kids that want to pledge a gang called the Blood Wolves, and they're actually sent on a mission to retrieve Amber Noir, kaiju shit. There's some resource, I don't think they reveal it in this book, that they mine out of the kaiju shit that they need, and they go on a mission to the surface and try to get some. The friends actually get attacked, and the kids get separated in the surface. So, and that's where the book ends. So, pretty good stuff. This is a definite stash for me. See how they're going to survive on their own. Like that face, Mike.
Yeah, you were frozen there for a minute.
You were giving the O face.
Oh.
You had a goofy face on your frozen screen. It was pretty great.
Awesome.
Okay. My next book is Monstro Mechanica by Aftershock. So this is another one of historic pieces. This is talking about Da Vinci. So Leonardo da Vinci, you know, he's always been this person known for inventing things. Well, apparently he invented a robot back in whenever it was he was alive. I don't remember what years it was. That's his apprentice right there. She ends up getting a robot out to help save him because he was getting kidnapped by these people. But he's mad at her for letting the robot loose in town because he could be seen. But yet she knows this robot essentially could stop Da Vinci if he gets too far as well. So if you're into alternate historic timelines, you know, you might like this book. It was okay. I mean, I tend to like those kind of books, but this was just if it was in dollar band, #2, I might pick it up. But other than that, it's a blast for me. I mean, it's not horrible, but I just wouldn't want to put it on my pull list and spend that. So,
Nick says he keeps asking about Amazing Spider-Man 792, and we already talked about that a few books ago.
Don't tell him he might leave.
What?
We can talk about it some more.
Don't leave.
Hashtag Venom condom.
Yeah, that's right. If you
go back. You can. Shout out to New York Warrior, Big East Comics. He just popped in.
What up, Big E's?
I guess we'll jump back into Drew. What's your next book?
Let's see. Let's talk about Detective Comics 970. This is some more Clayface stuff, some more fallout of Robin or Red Robin coming back into the fold. Not really a huge fan of this run. And the art in this issue was ass terrible. And this is definitely a blast for me. I don't know why I keep picking this up. I think I'm just trying to get to 1,000. So that's, 60 more weeks of picking up Detective Comics and being disappointed. But the faces that they have Tim Drake make in this book are nauseating. It's just fucking ugly. And beyond that, the story doesn't seem to really be going anywhere at any pace whatsoever. So definitely a blast for me on Detective Comics.
I'm kind of the same boat. I really haven't been reading Detective Comics. I think I'm waiting to try to get to 1,000 and go, okay, I can let it go now. But yeah, I agree with you. The art was pretty bad. There was times that Red Robin looked like a total psycho. I was like, what the hell kind of face is he making there? It doesn't even fit what he's talking about. It just seemed really freaking weird. But since we're such a shortage of books this week, I thought I got to read some more books. So I read this one, and the story was pretty slow. It didn't move along pretty good. Let me go right to your thing. Look at Robin there.
That's
read
just
that and didn't read Punisher.
ugly.
I didn't pick up Punisher.
What's up, Davis? Comic Finds. Haven't seen him in a while. He just got back from Last Jedi. He said it's not bad. So
We'll go into
David's
what
wrong. It's terrible, but
we'll go into Drew's what Drew thinks about it here shortly. But yeah, this is a blast for me, and I'll probably just pick it up just because it is essentially a Batman family title, and I really want it to be good. But it's just that one's just pretty dang slow and boring. So
it's like this victim syndicate thing. They keep trying to bring it back, and they're not doing anything with it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I don't like the story right now either. To 1000. So.
See, that's a much better cover. Should have picked that one.
Yeah. This cover is pretty bad. Why don't you give us your next book, Mike?
Next book. Let's do my pick of the week. We haven't done that yet. Excuse me. My pick of the week, line of WWE Funkos. My pick of the week is from Static Press. It's called Under Scourge of the Sewers. This is a thick-ass book. You get what you pay for. It's a $6 book and no ads, and it is thick as hell. So basically, in this world, it's not Metropolis. It's something. But the sewer system is so big, they actually have sewer police that go down and make sure, smoothly down there. And then you have like you know what I mean? That was no pun intended.
They write big turds or something down there, or what?
Well, there's actually like some nomads that actually all the nasty shit for like people who lose their wedding rings down the toilet and fucking but it's pretty cool. And then of course about if you flush your baby alligator down the sewer, they grow to be gigantic size, and just a great book. Basically, in this one, we get a scientist, a cryptozoologist. She goes down with some of this police force looking for, see if the rumors are true, if there's these giant creatures in there, which there are, as you can see right here. Here's a albino alligator attacking them. And, I love this book. I'll get number 2. And right here, Under Scourge of the Sewers.
Tell you what, that's some proactive city planning. If you're going to make your sewers that big, you must be really waiting for a population boom to handle that much stuff.
The whole time you're talking about the book,
and
is Futurama's mutants in the sewer.
Oh, yeah. And they explain there's more than just sewage going down there. There's wires run throughout the city, and they explain a little bit more than, what's going on down there. But check it out. It's pretty cool if you like giant monsters and giant animals. Under by Static Press.
Okay. I got a couple that I'm going to go over real quick from last week. One's a stinker, and the other one I actually enjoyed. I'm surprised I didn't pick it up last week. Again, just because I felt like it was as short as a book, so I might as well read a couple. Captain Canuck Year 1. I didn't even get all the way through this. This is co-written by Jay. I can never pronounce his last name. Barshinelli played in How to Train Your Dragon as the main characters. Yeah. So he's the co-writer on this, which I thought, okay, he's kind of a funny guy. I thought he might be kind of creative. I just didn't dig it very much. I do like the Finch cover. That's about the only thing I do like about it.
Dave.
Yeah.
That book actually came out cover as well.
What's that?
Okay. I said that book came out a long time ago.
Oh, did it really? Was it a free comic book day one too? Because they talk about free comic book day on the inside with this cover.
It might have been.
Okay.
Might be what I'm talking about, because I remember that cover. I picked it up just for that. So.
Yeah. Okay. Then maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is a re-release because it's only $1.99. So. Oh, whatever.
I didn't know I didn't know Captain Canuck was, that big of a character up north there.
I don't know.
Kind of a pretty big.
Go watch.
I think. I don't know anything about Canada.
Yeah, go watch some Area 51's videos on him. He's been around forever, I think.
My second book that came out last week that I did enjoy, it's by Donny Cates. It's called Reactor, #1 by Vault Comics. This was kind of cool. The whole story is vampires are running over the earth, so the humans decide to leave and they nuke the entire earth trying to get rid of the vampires, and they end up sending these warriors down there to kind of clear out the rest of the vampires, but the vampires have mutated essentially, have grown to accustomed to the environment, and there's actually humans still living on Earth too. My favorite part is that this big mech suit. I'm not usually like a big mech kind of guy, but this girl that's inside the mech suit is pretty badass. She's just like, suck my giant robot dick, and then she blows the hell out of a whole bunch of people, and then they end up getting the mech suit gets disabled and it's laying on the ground, and here to see her right here at the very top, it shows her eyes kind of poking through the door opening up, and she just bails out and starts blasting people, the the vampires with machine guns. It was a pretty fun read, so it's definitely a stash for me. I think I might pick up issue 2 to kind of see where else is going, but I actually enjoyed it. I know, Mike, you read that one too from last week, but you didn't talk about it. What do you think of Reactor?
Right. Tet's Comics is leaving. Have a good night, everyone. Later,
what?
Tet. Yeah.
It's only 8 o'clock, man.
Gotta go. Reactor, that was an awesome book. Actually, in my top 10 video I do for my own channel, that little girl, I think her name was Reactor. I don't know.
No, her name was Me, or I don't know, something like that. But
she actually got my Mary Jane award just for being cool as shit. Like you pointed out, that her mech suit gets damaged, and she says "fuck it" and busts out with dual wielding machine guns. So, yeah, that was a stash for me from last week.
Weep, that was her name.
Grandpa loves floozies with Uzis.
Yeah, he does.
Hashtag that shit. Floozies with Uzis. I want to go up to a point here that Seeking Near Mint King made. He said, comics and porn is the perfect mix. So here's my thought on that. If me and Seeking Near Mint Comics ever met, I think there'd be an implosion of, like, I don't know, craziness. Because, I don't know. I'll leave that one alone.
Those are the last 2 books I have. Any last other books you had, Drew?
Yeah, I actually have a pretty big stack. X-Men Blue, #17. I dug this. Last time I was on, I talked about X-Men Blue and them running into the X-Men for 2099. This is a little bit of a story with them there. You got Skullfire and, a lot of Lunatica from 2099. They're talking to these guys about, needing to fix the mess that they've made through jumping through time. Apparently, the X-Men took over the Alchemex Corporation from 2099, and they're Sentinels with the weird, original X-Men faces on it. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit out there. And again, they get shuffled through time at the end of this and end up somewhere different. At the end of this book, we see them squaring off with the Generation X team from the 90s. So I'm excited to get into that. That's another team from the X-Men that I really loved, and really excited to see where this goes. The art is colorful, vibrant, really action-packed book, and I dig it. So I'm definitely going to stash that. Animosity #11. I'm kind of running out of patience with this title. This was kind of a good option for them to talk about the difference between the animals. The little girl, the main character, Jessie, is trying to protect the bees and pretty much the cats and the cows and the people and the monkeys and whoever the fuck else is in there. They don't care about the bees because bees are only insects. But Jessie's like, no, big or small, we're all the same, blah, blah, blah. Maybe this book will go somewhere. I don't see it happening. This is soft blast for me. I think I'm going to keep picking it up for at least the rest of the story arc, but I'm pretty much done with this. I think that the fact that the animals don't have thumbs would have prevented them from taking over the world. But beyond that, it's all right.
Isn't there volumes to that too, though?
There's 3 different books right now: The Rise, and Animosity, and there's another book that they're coming out with soon.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm pretty much done with it. Scooby Apocalypse did a holiday issue. If you're reading this, it's probably going to be right up your alley. If you're not, then don't bother picking this up. Action Comics, we got some Booster Gold time travel goodness with Superman. The story was good. The art was not. Action 1000. We are 14 weeks away from Action Comics 1000, and that's exciting. So keep up on that. Royals number 12. This was a turd. It has been a turd. I don't know why I keep buying it and reading it, but I'm invested, so there's that. All New Wolverine 28. This book, again, I really enjoyed the story. It is ass ugly, though. Really, really terrible art in this book. But they're dealing with the Maramusu blade, which can cut through adamantium, and some assholes called the Orphans of X have created some bullets, and nothing will heal around these bullet wounds. So, like, Decan gets shot with one of the bullets, and basically Laura has to cut around his wound. It's kind of a cool concept. She has to cut all the dead flesh around the wound to allow it to heal over. There's some really cool stuff going on in here. But again, really, really ugly book. Let's see. Jean Grey, number 10. If you're looking forward to Jean Grey coming back, you should be reading the series. If you don't care, don't pick it up. Again, another story that I like. The art is terrible. Daredevil 596. This is a definite stash. Charles Soule's doing great things with Daredevil. Wilson Fisk is the mayor. So if you're interested in street level crime fighting in New York City at all, as far as Marvel's concerned, this is a book you need to be reading. Defenders is kind of falling off quickly. Daredevil is definitely holding on strong.
Just like the TV series on Netflix.
Right? And let's see. Got Despicable Deadpool. This is Cable dies in this issue. This is a really, really cool story. Deadpool has made a deal with Strife, and basically he needs to pay it off with Cable's heart. And they go through some time travel stuff. There's multiple Cables, kind of a council of Cables in this one little area, and there's some really cool stuff in here. Great humor with Deadpool. Cable plays the perfect straight man, and there's an old man Cable in here, to which Deadpool replies, have we run out of ideas? What are we doing here? Now there's old man Cable. It's kind of self-referential in a way that Deadpool can only be, and really great story. I think it's definitely worth picking up. This is probably my co-pick of the week. And last but not least, Secret Warriors. I doubt anybody who's in the chat or anybody on the panel is still reading Secret Warriors, but this book is phenomenal. It is the best Inhumans book I have ever read. Mr. Sinister is the villain in this book. Karnak has sold his own child to Mr. Sinister for genetic testing in order to keep his hands off of any Terrigen crystals that may be left. And some of the team has gone against him and tried to pay off Mr. Sinister to get their what's his name? Inferno is trying to pay off Mr. Sinister to get his little sister back. This is a great story. You got Daisy Johnson Quake in here. She's a great character. I really dig Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. They're great in this book. And you get some great stuff from Ms. Marvel as well. This is a stash. If you're not reading this, man, you're not doing yourself any favors. Matt Rosenberg's writing this. He's the same guy who's writing the new Punisher with the War Machine stuff. Great writer, does characters very well, and this is probably the best book that's going to get canceled soon. So you guys are all making me sad that I won't be able to read it anymore. So go and buy it. For Christ's sake, go and buy it.
Support Drew. Let him continue his book.
I actually almost bought that book because of Mr. Sinister on the cover there.
It's fantastic.
There'll be back issues when I go back next Wednesday. So
not that many because it's going to get canceled because you're not buying it.
Yeah, support Marvel. Buy it. Go out and buy 5 issues of each. Just like we need to go see Justice League 5 times in order to make sure that's not going to fail. Mike, what other books do you have this week?
Before we do that, I want to address something in the chat real quick. Okay,
you address something. Or undress it, whatever you got to do.
Seeking Human Comics says Gabby's new name is Honey Badger. Now, I haven't read the
part to that issue. I didn't go into it, and I suck for not covering that. But Ken calls her the Honey Badger, and she's like, that sounds awesome. She loves it. She's the Honey Badger.
Really?
And it's amazing.
Really? I grabbed that, so I have it coming to me. And then Cat Ren called her the Honey Bagger.
That's like something that you go pay for at midnight on the corner, Mike.
Don't judge me, man. All right?
You go pick up the Honey Bagger.
Then Don the Comic Book Junkie said, Honey Bagger, is that a cute bagger at a grocery store? Man, you come to my grocery store, it ain't there. I don't know what grocery store you work at. I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's cover last minute books real quick. I did read what?
I would say any hate mail that from Mike's coworkers you want to send, please send it to Spider Grandpa at he's a douchebag gmail.com.
How do you know my email?
I don't know. I just figured it out. I just
X-Men Blue, good stuff. Like Drew said, love that they brought back the 2099 X-Men just for a little bit. I like the scene in here where since Jean Grey and Cyclops are linked, and he was kind of checking out Bloodstorm over there. She's like, "Stop it!" But yeah, this is good stuff. That's a stash, and I got this book right here called Grave Trancers with some shitty art in it. But the story's halfway decent. If you like House of a Thousand Corpses, it's kind of like that. These 2 kids are going to visit their grandfather's grave up in the hills, and they actually get kidnapped by some maniacs that actually tend to the cemetery, and it's pretty cool. But let me show you a piece of the art real quick, just so you know what you're getting into here. Real quick, let me find a good one. I mean, this is a little bit of it right here. It's not very good in my opinion. But anyway, moving right along. Some books I didn't read yet that will be probably covered in Grandpa's top 10 books of the week. Of course, you guys already talked about Detective Comics. I haven't read Despicable Deadpool on recommendation of my comic book store owner. So I'm going to check it out. I got this Phoenix variant cover. Action Comics 993 with Booster Gold. Looking forward to Booster Gold being in there. Suicide Squad number 31. Still haven't read that. And last but not least, Bloodshot Salvation number 4, which has been phenomenal. So, and that is it. That is my book.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any other books I've read. I did pick up the True Believers books that came out this week for, the $1 issues, Phoenix Classic. I picked up all of those this week. And I also picked up the Image First for Velvet. And of course, the Walking Dead one. So, but I think that is it for the comics. And we'll go ahead and jump into the segment Grandpa likes to call.
Shut your fucking mouth!
And I like to call, I can get me something to drink and turn the camera off.
And eat some fucking pizza.
I already ate my pizza.
Okay. Area 51 just popped in here. He said, "Hey, all better late than never." You're just in time for this Funko news. All right, real quick. Not a whole lot going on this week. Funko has announced they are making an official documentary of the rise of their company and all the other good shit. So I think it's going to be streamed on YouTube or some shit. I don't know. But be on the lookout for that. Bunch of pops being released in February, of course, for the new Monster Hunter video game. If you're into that, you're going to get a Hunter, you're going to get Feline, you're going to get Zin Ogre and Rathalos. I'm not too familiar with those characters. Also in February, you're going to get Nino Kuni 2 characters, which is another RPG video game. And more importantly, the new Walking Dead figures are coming. Funkos are coming in February. You're going to get Negan again. This time he's going to be bloody and clean shaven. Ezekiel, Eugene with his jar of pickles.
I'm still live. Leave me alone.
Don't talk back to her. Sasha, you're getting Sasha. You're getting Richard. You're getting an FYE exclusive prison outfit Daryl. And a Funko Shop exclusive, you're actually going to get the zombie Sasha. So I got to get those to add to my massive Walking Dead collection up there. Rumor is 7-Eleven is getting back into the pop game. If you remember when Funko first started coming out, they had their own exclusives. I think one of them was Rey Mysterio, different variant color to him. I saw a lot of the Duck Dynasty Funkos at 7-Eleven back in the day. So they're looking to get back in the game. And last but not least, we're getting some Tony Hawk Funko Pops. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to the Tony Hawk stuff. I was a skater back in the day, back in the mid-'80s. So I did pick up some Funkos today, actually. I went into GameStop. I was looking for a new game to play, and I picked up one of those Black Friday boxes. I've already opened it, and I got the 8-bit Mega Man. I was kind of hoping I would get the Joker, but I'm not a big fan of these 8-bit pops, but it fits Mega Man because, he got his start in the 8-bit days. So happy to have him. I also found Magica Dispel from, I don't know if it's DuckTales or what, but yeah, it is DuckTales because fucking it's on the back, dumbass. That's a GameStop exclusive. Found her. I found Riku from Kingdom Hearts, and you guys can't see back there, but he's got an awesome Keyblade in his hand. Right there. So picked him up. And last but not least, I'm happy to find this because it's an amazing looking pop. I'm not taking him out of the box though. And that's Surtur from Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And he just looks awesome in that clear plastic representing the fire. So happy to find him. That makes 687 fucking pops I own. My wife, we were sitting in line in GameStop, and she saw these Kingdom Hearts mystery mini boxes. Get one of those. I was like, all right, whatever. I got this Darkness dude right here. I forgot his name, but that's all I got. Any of you guys get any action figures or Funkos or? I know.
I did.
He got his. Did you pick up a statue?
I did. This Scotty Young inspired Gentle Giant.
Oh wow!
The Iron Man animated statue. Yeah, this was priced at $70 at my LCS. I got it on clearance for $18.
Wow, dude! I would have picked that up for $18.
Reach back and grab it for you real quick and get a look at it. Hold on a second.
I think today they had a Red Hulk statue that was going for $30. I almost grabbed it. I might go back and grab it.
It's actually really small for the price, which is kind of why I didn't pull the trigger on it before. but the coloring on it is absolutely amazing. There's a real depth and life to the eyes there on an Iron Man armor. It's kind of cool. They just came out with a new one that's Magneto, which is really neat. And I love the Rocket and Groot. Every time I look at that, I'm like, I need that, but I'm not spending $80 on it. So I'm going to wait and see what I can get. It's a nice, heavy, sturdy statue.
That is a statue. And what's it made out of?
I do not know. I didn't really look into it, but it's not PVC. It's definitely heavier than that. I think it might be ceramic. Yeah, it doesn't say. It's made in China. So it's made out of China.
By the Chinese Superman.
Yeah, there's only 3,000 of them that were produced.
Wow.
So this is 26,000. I dig it. And I think I've kind of started a new trend with my collecting. I'll probably end up putting some more money into this line.
So I have a question on those kind of pops with the limited amount. You know, if you have a lower number, like say you have number 5 out of 3,000, is that worth any more than any others?
You got me, man. I think they're all the same price. There's only 3,000 of them. They're all equally as rare.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about that.
I guess if you have a lower number, you might be able to ask more for it. But if somebody's willing to pay more for it, then that's their problem.
Yeah. I didn't get any Funkos this week or toys. I'm sure I have a couple Funkos under the tree, so I'll be able to show them off after Christmas. So, I think that is good.
Oh, I did go on Amazon today, and I pre-ordered all the Masters of the Universe Funkos, so those will be coming when they're released. So, looking forward to those.
And you and I are both still waiting on our Ghost Rider glow-in-the-dark ones. So,
yep.
Wait,
have you guys those Ghost Rider rides yet?
I think that's one you're talking about. Yeah, we ordered the glow-in-the-dark ones.
I don't know if it glows in the dark or not, but I've been seeing them. There's like 2 sitting on my LCS. These are a little overpriced. So that's why they're kind of chilling.
That'd be $30, $35,
something like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the one that I ordered. Seeking near mint, 3,000 people died in trying to make that figure. So on your figure, only 2,050 died.
Look, seeking near mint. At least they were only children. So.
Oh
yeah.
Wow!
It's not grown people.
Yeah, Area 51 says numbering does not mean a lot. So, and he would be the one to know, man. You see some of the statues back in his videos, man. He's got some good stuff.
Yeah, I've always been an action figure guy, not a statue guy, but yeah, I could not resist for $18. Hell yeah, I'm all about it. I actually got a great deal on a statue for my brother for Christmas too, so that's pretty exciting.
Shh, don't tell him.
You can probably hear me.
So I guess we're going to wrap that section up, Mike.
Show you one go mo.
That was pretty freaking weak.
You know what?
But we'll take it and we'll move on. I just got a couple things of news. I saw this article today. John Wick director tackling Ed Brubaker comic Kill or Be Killed. So that's been optioned for a movie now. I don't know if anybody else reads Kill or Be Killed. You read it, Drew?
I have not. I read the number 1 and then I just forgot about it. But the article I saw was that it was going to be the director of John Wick working on it, and I from what I remember from the first issue, that seems like it's a perfect fit.
Yeah. I picked up issue 1. I've been reading it ever since. I guess on issue 13 now or something like that. But now they're already starting to go up in price. You know, I was checking it before. You know, they were number 1. First print was going maybe $10. Now they're $30, $40, $50. So now they're starting to raise in price. So I don't know if you're a speculator out there, try to jump on those. See if I don't think it's going to be as big as, like, say, Walking Dead number 1. That's for sure. But who knows? And the other thing, which is obvious, I think everybody in sorry, my daughter's creeping through. Of course, the House of Mouse now has Fox. Now they have X-Men. Now they have Fantastic Four. Thoughts, opinions on that? We'll start with Drew.
This is the best news ever. I'm a huge X-Men fan. Probably my favorite hero team is the X-Men. I love mutants. Anything mutants, I'll pick up and at least give a shot to. And I have not been a fan of what Fox has done with the X-Men. I think that a total reboot is necessary. I think that folding them into the MCU, it will be seamless and perfect. I think we're finally going to get a great look at the Fantastic Four. And I think that the best thing to happen through this deal is that we're going to get some villains. Most of the villains as far as IP in the films belong to the Fantastic Four and Fox. So you're talking about Galactus, you're talking about Kang, you're talking about Doctor Doom. These characters all belong in the Fantastic Four canon, and Marvel has not been able to use them. As far as, they've done a few things here and there with particular villains for the Avengers. Nothing's really stuck out. And I think that we're probably going to get some better villains, some better foils for our heroes through this deal. I also love the fact that now this streaming service that Disney hopes to launch, I don't know whether they're going to actually launch one or they're just going to hijack Hulu, which they now own like 35% of Hulu. This new streaming service is going to have everything on it. It's going to have The Simpsons on it. It's going to have all the Alien movies on it. It's going to have Die Hard on it. It's going to have, not only Mickey Mouse stuff, but, everything else that isn't Warner Brothers, pretty much. There was a thread on the page the other day. I think it was a blasted page on Facebook where, somebody was like, how's Bugs going to feel about this? Bugs Bunny. That's all they got. They got Bugs Bunny, and Superman. Okay, whatever. I'll give them that. But right now, Disney is a powerhouse. If you think that they're not going to do R-rated Deadpool, you're absolutely out of your mind. They're going to do an R-rated Deadpool. They're going to keep doing the things that are making money, and they're going to fix the things that are out of whack. Kevin Feige getting his hands on the X-Men to me, that's enough. That's enough. I will buy whatever they're selling at this point. It's going to be phenomenal.
Mike, what any thoughts or anything on this new merger?
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited to see the Fantastic Four get some justice done to them. Their movies have sucked. We all know that. Most, if not all, the X-Men movies have been subpar. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what the future holds.
You were talking about Deadpool being rated R. Ryan Reynolds had tweeted out earlier he was concerned that if Disney bought that, they wouldn't be rated Deadpool. But I've heard they are going to keep it R-rated. But Ryan Reynolds tweeted a picture out of Deadpool in handcuffs being escorted out of Disneyland. I thought that was a pretty funny pic. I do love everybody being under one roof. I mean, they still don't have the Spider-Man universe completely, but they have some of it. The one that I'm concerned about is, the X-Men movies were, you watch them like, oh, that was cool, and then you kind of watch them again, you're kind of like, it was okay. It wasn't great.
For that time, the X-Men movies were phenomenal. But now, you see what they could do with the Avengers and Thor. And
we're talking over 15 years now, and Wolverine hasn't put on a costume yet. Come on. That is absolutely ridiculous. We got some folks in the chat seem a bit concerned about Disney's strength and them having their hands on everything. I even got a Biggies here says people forget Kevin Feige was executive producer on Rise of the Silver Surfer. Rise of the Silver Surfer is pretty good compared to some of the shit they've been putting out lately. That movie is corny because it's for kids. They made both of those Fantastic Four movies for kids, and they didn't see what kind of potential superheroes had at that point in time. Now that the Marvel machine makes movies the way they make movies, plugging those characters into that is I can't see any downside to it. I really can't.
I enjoyed the two Fantastic Four movies. I'm not saying they were great by any means. Not they can't even touch, the Avengers movies. But I enjoyed them for what they were. Now, if you go back and watch Avengers now, the computer graphics are definitely dated. Mr. Fantastic stretching, that's just absolutely horrible. And you can definitely tell the flaws in that now by comparison to what they have available. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they're going to be able to do. The other thing is too, Hugh Jackman said the only way he would come back and do Wolverine is if they actually got moved into the Marvel universe through Disney. Do you think Hugh Jackman will come back and take over Wolverine one last time?
I don't really care if he does or not. I like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I think Logan was probably the perfect capper on his Wolverine career. Beyond Logan, I think the only time that Hugh Jackman made me feel like he was Wolverine, though, was the mansion ambush scene in X2. Beyond that, it's just he's too tall. He's not gruff enough. I think that the older he got and the more Old Man Logan he got, the better it was. But I could care less if Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. That's just me personally.
Do you have any other replacements you think they could step in and play Wolverine in this new Disney?
People always think I'm crazy when I say it, but who's the right age? Who's the right height? Tom freaking Cruise. Tom freaking Cruise. Put some great hairy makeup on him, and I think he'd make a perfect Wolverine.
He needs to beef up some. He's pretty skinny.
I'm done.
Have you seen Mission Impossible? He's pretty beefy, man. For a little dude, I don't know. Take the power of Scientology and put it into the Marvel X-Men, and I think you got a winning formula.
Seeking your Midst Dane DeVito. Who was that? Bob Haskins was, wasn't he?
Bob Haskins would have made a great Wolverine.
Remember back in the day, we all used to read Wizard magazine, and they used to mock the movies who would be And I think there was an X-Men one, and they always talked about Glenn Danzig being Wolverine.
Clint Eastwood's kid. Scott Eastwood. They're saying Scott Eastwood would make a good Wolverine.
Maybe I don't know who Scott Eastwood is. Is Clint's kid?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood. They think Clint Eastwood 40 years younger.
Okay.
Much.
Is he beefy enough? Clint never was.
You have to put some weight on. Now, I think Tom Hardy would be a good Wolverine.
I think so too. I think Hardy could pull it off. Hardy's another one of those guys, though, that's way shorter than you think he is.
Yeah. I'm not really too digging Tom Hardy playing Venom. I'm not looking for that to be great, but
I'm not really a fan of the whole idea of doing a standalone Venom movie.
Yeah. But any other characters you think of that come in now? Are they going to be pulling in? Who's all the new X-Men, the younger kids? Are they going to be pulled back in and playing them again, or are they going to have new actors come in playing Cyclops?
I think that basically with the X-Men, they're going to let 2018 with the Phoenix movie that's coming out and the New Mutants. I think they're going to let that run its course, and then they're just going to stop for 2-3 years, and then they're going to bring the X-Men in. I think that the only way to really do it is to recast, because it's so far off base from the X universe is so convoluted compared to the MCU right now that you can't fold those two together, because the X universe is three great things in layers and layers and layers of bullshit, and it's just. And a lot of people liked Days of Future Past. I could not stand that movie. I did not dig it. I thought Apocalypse was better, and nobody likes that movie. So, like, the First Class was great, Logan was great, Deadpool was good. That's about it. Like, you can't pick and choose from that. Like, the original X-Cast was okay for the time, but they didn't really do anything with any of the characters except for Wolverine. So, I don't know. I think he recast all over the place. Now, I hear great things about anybody who's in the industry who's seen anything out of New Mutants about that, but again, it's like a horror movie. I don't really know how that would fit in either.
Yeah,
I do think Maisie Williams in that role of Wolfsbane. So maybe.
Yeah, speaking of New Mutants, we're getting a New Mutants in February, I think.
When's that come?
Number, I think February. I threw my thing away, but so
the other last bit I wanted to kind of briefly talk about was I saw a quick article on it today. I guess some Comic-Con down in Brazil. They announced all the DC movies, and apparently Cyborg and what was the other one? There was one other one that was supposed to be coming out for the DCU have been dropped off the schedule.
Everything should be dropped off their schedule.
Go ahead.
It wasn't Aquaman, was it?
No, it wasn't Aquaman. I mean, the Aquaman's so close to being done.
Oh, okay.
But I do believe so. Ben Affleck's not coming back to play Batman. I guess I understand he's supposed to be in the Flash movie, but after that, he's supposed to be done. And I think before I was thinking that if they're going to do Flashpoint, it's entirely too early in this DC EU timeline. But now, okay, if they're going to recast Batman, I guess you'd have to, in order to restart the series. You know, maybe Affleck would be in Flashpoint, and then all of a sudden now, after Flashpoint, it's going to be a different person playing Batman. I think that might work now. I think that's the only way they're going to be able to come back from this, maybe.
I don't think there's any way back until they reboot. Every other movie that the DCEU connected universe has released has been abysmal to the point where executives have lost their jobs. Not just directors being fired or, things being shuffled around at the studio. People have lost their jobs. Justice League was a disaster for them. It's not going to make any money. They spent so much money promoting it that it's not going to make $700 million worldwide. It's not going to. It's not going to hit $1 billion. It's just people loved Wonder Woman. I was not a fan. I'll give people who love Wonder Woman their due. Sure, it did what it's supposed to do, but Batman versus Superman it split the fan community in half, and critics hated it. Justice League split the fan community in half, and critics hated it. That's it. They can't get their act together long enough to find anything about the universe that's cohesive, to the point where James Wan has come out and said, yeah, you know how they talk in Aquaman in Atlantis with the bubble?
Oh, God.
Justice League. They're not even doing that. So if they're not doing that in the Aquaman movie, why the hell are they doing that in Justice League? There's just so many conflicting ideas. Nobody's steering the ship. And Jeff Johns got a demotion. Like, everybody said, Jeff Johns is the guy. He's the Kevin Feige. No, he's not, apparently. They don't seem to care what he thinks. It's just a mess over there. I think that they need to maybe focus on Matt Reeves' Batman and build the Bat family through that. If they can build a Bat family where we get a great Nightwing movie and a good Batgirl movie and a good Batman movie, then you take that and you transfer that to a Justice League where you could just throw Wonder Woman and Superman into a Bat universe and do things that way. Might be the easiest way for them to figure things out. But until they reboot, I'm not going to go see another movie where Ezra Miller plays the Flash. I'm just not going to do it. You can't convince me that it's okay for the Flash to have Asperger's. Like, that's cool. But why?
I don't think I couldn't sit through it. I couldn't sit through that movie.
it, there's a lot to love in Justice League. There's a lot of really great action sequences, but I made this analogy to somebody about my feelings on The Last Jedi. It's like, if you make me a beautiful 7-tier wedding cake that's absolutely delicious and hide 3 turds in it, it's still a shitty cake. Like that. I said it before. I can't get that bad taste out of my mouth to enjoy the beautiful cake around the nuggets of turds. I just can't do it.
I never have heard that analogy before. I think I got to use it now. So yeah, I don't know. I think DC is going to have a tough road ahead of them to try to get this figured out. I think that is it. That's all the movie kind of news I was wanting to bring up. We're running an hour and a half, so man, shoot, we're going to cut it out of here. Drew, do you have any last minute shout outs or anything you want to say, or maybe a quick thing? We kind of talked about Star Wars. If you want to say anything else, spoiler free.
Spoiler free. Star Wars has definitely split the fan community. The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes has dropped to a low 50. It's certified fresh as far as critics are concerned, and certified rotten as far as audience reaction. And I completely agree with that audience reaction. Again, it's a situation where there was a lot to love in the movie and a lot that really rubbed me the wrong way. Casual fans seem to really be enjoying this flick. And I can just say, as far as costuming, sound design, special effects, the visuals of this movie, the dog fights in space, the fights on the ground, the new characters that they brought in, save for one, this had the potential to be the best Star Wars movie ever, and it fucking screwed the pooch like in 3 different places, and I just can't wrap my head around it. And I left the theater so angry that on the way home, my buddy was like, "Man, just shut up! Like, it was just a movie." I'm like, "No, it wasn't just the movie. Why? At one point, in the theater full of people enjoying this movie, something happened, and anybody who's seen it can probably guess what it was. And I went, "What the fuck?" as loud as I possibly could at the screen. It just left me, and I couldn't control it.
Wow.
And it ruined the entire experience for me. For me, it was Star Wars: The Last Jedi is my turd of the year.
Wow.
Looking forward to and disappointed on every level for me. That being said, Benicio del Toro was amazing in that movie. He was really great. There's a new character, Rose. She's great too. And Mark Hamill was fantastic in the role. I think that the script was just all wrong for his character, honestly. So we'll see. We'll see how it does. I think it'll break all kinds of box office records. The theater I went to is where I normally see Thursday releases, and I haven't seen the parking lot this packed in years. It's definitely a big deal, and people are going to love it. People are going to hate it. People are going to think, it's okay. I'm just really disappointed that I came down on the side of people who did not like this movie.
Is Jar Jar Binks in it?
No, but I'll tell you what the best part was. I got to see the Avengers trailer on the big screen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. I'll go just for that. Sure.
That was worth the $12.50. I got to see the Avengers trailer on the big screen.
Okay, so last minute shout outs. Any new subscribers? Anything else you want to say, Drew?
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Some old heads came through. Saw Tat in there. Seeking Near Mint as always. Comic Book Estate was in. Got Don the Comic Book Junkie. Cat Run Figures hanging out as always. Some great chat going on there, and appreciate them skipping the movie and hanging out with us today. Thanks for having me again as well, guys.
Yeah, I don't think they skipped a movie. I don't think we're probably second or third on that list. But yeah, Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of new subs recently. Joker 68, Chris Lackey, Joseph's Books. Let's see if I can do this. The Comic Book Artist It's ASMRTIST. Geekery, and I want to give a special shout out to OMG Chris. He knows why. Stay tuned to my channel for more on that. But that's all I got. Thanks everyone for coming out. Davis Comic Finds, JLS just popped in here. Don the Comic Book Junkie, all you guys.
Yeah, I don't have any really shout. Joker 68 was one that subscribed to me as well, and then Nerd versus Fat had actually subbed to our group channel. So thank Drew for jumping back in here last minute, and always like having you on. And then I guess that's it. We'll cut it out. So whether you blast it or whether you stash it, we'll happy reading, guys, and we'll catch you next week. Later.
See ya.